All right, folks, we are back with a very special guest, a very, very, very good friend of mine. He goes by Wowcel. I'm sure at some point in the stream we'll have an opportunity to talk about
All right, good luck, guys.
where the name came from. But he streams over at twitch.tv/Wowcel.
I
He's one of
play
the celebrity favorites of this
a
stream.
lot of
Incredible poker player, great person, great friend.
on demand.
And it just has a lot of amazing stories about his poker journey that I'm super excited to share for you. Please go give him a follow over at twitch.tv/Wowcel as I welcome my good friend to the stream, Mr.
Oh, running to aces. Get there.
How are you doing?
Queen.
Cool, but I don't see your pictures on the stream.
No, because we're still on delay.
Oh.
Yeah. So
Okay. I keep forgetting about that. I don't run a delay on my stream.
so yeah, we're you're about 2.5 minutes ahead of everybody. So chat'll be a little bit behind. No worries there. Yeah. So are you grinding today?
Yeah, I just got a $11 ticket on Saddies and on Iggy.
Nice.
What I'm grinding.
Nice. You usually crush that Sadie grind over there. Haven't quite find my niche in those Iggy Saddies. They got kind of a unique structure to them.
Well, basically, you just have to. It's a lot to do with like the 50 cents on demand is the reason why I think I'm pretty good at them, because it's you get a big hand, you get paid off. You don't have a hand, don't try to force it. It's the best way to do it. Play.
Pretty ABC straightforward poker then. Not trying to get too fancy. Yeah. So tell us. I know some of the backstory because we're friends and we've talked whatnot. But tell us a little bit about like how you guys started in poker. I mean, there's so many little cool stories you've told about your time in Vegas, and so like take your time with this, man. Just rock us through the story of started in poker to where you are today.
All right, I was born and raised in Vegas. I learned to play poker with a bunch of drunk bikers at night. My stepdad would have me come in at night when they were all drinking and take all their money. So I learned to play cash games at a very young age. Not the poker that you guys see now. It's a long difference. I mean, we're talking 30 years ago. I grew up, like I said, I grew up in Vegas. I've played poker all my life, pretty much. When I wasn't here when Black Friday hit. I was in Italy when Black Friday hit, so I didn't feel the Black Fridays everybody else did. So we've been playing poker off and on for 30-some years. I started this poker grind 8 months ago. Hold on, let me mute the stream. Started this one about 8 months ago, 9 months ago. I deposited $10 on ACR because there's a minimal deposit, $25 on Iggy, and that's what I've been doing all day long. Yeah, Elder, sorry about that. I changed my thing off. But that's about where I stand in my poker career today. I've been grinding. I mean, I started in the pre-rolls like everybody else did. I played home games. Did home games on streams. I'm always in streams. I mean, I'm in everybody's stream, and that's probably everybody knows me. But the poker career, poker's my passion. I love poker. I mean, it's something that's in my life, my whole life. So
now you've you made a deep run in a bracelet event, correct?
Yes. The EPT Italy. This was I'm 41. So this was 16 years ago. I satellited in for $1 on EPT IT, or PokerStars IT at the time is what it was. And it was in the Palermo. It was Palermo Open. It was Italian Open, and I made a final table. I got top 4. I ran aces on an ace-high flop into a quad to lose the game.
Wow.
But I made a deep run. It's the biggest cash I ever had. It's over 10,000 live event. I had, after every day, it was a 5-day event. Every day I had people trying to coach me and help me through it. I've met some big name poker players there too. I mean, because it's a guy that plays $1 sit and goes and is now on a final table of a EPT major. It was on Poker Stars. You used to be able to get it on Poker Stars. They did have it on their EPT things, but I don't know if they still do or not.
Yeah.
Biggest cash of my day. But I had nothing to lose. Once I made the money, I had nothing to lose. It was all profit. I went to my bed every night after the game because I lived 10 miles from where it was played.
Wow.
So, I had a big advantage of everybody else. It's like I said, I've worked all my life and I play poker for my side job is what we call it.
Yeah. What was it like to play in old school Vegas?
Old school Vegas, when I started playing in Vegas, old school Vegas is nothing like it was today. The dealers were friendly. You knew them all. You could literally walk into the casino and the pit boss knew you and they saw you walking in and they'd have your stuff ready. Nowadays, it's all about the money. Before it wasn't all about the money. You get to the final table, they're literally saying, okay, let's chop it. Nowadays it's all about, I want first place. So that's a lot different. I haven't been in Vegas in 6 years, so it's probably changed a lot since the last time I played in Vegas.
Did you get to play with any notables back in the day?
I've met Jason Somerville. Very good, very, very nice guy. I met Danny Grun a little bit, but not through poker. When I was a chef in Vegas, I met him. I've met, I just ran aces and ace king. That sucks. I've not met any of the big. I've met Don't Brunson one time. I worked in a steakhouse in Vegas that was a really good steakhouse, so I met a lot of people there. But live and handshaking people, I've really not met a lot of big name poker players.
Where was your favorite place to play back when you were in Vegas?
I love Sam's Town. A lot of people don't know. It's off the strip. It's exclusive place. The buy-in's only $27 buy-in. It's a super, super tough field. You get about 36 runners, and you make final table to give you 10. You make $100, and basically that's it. You play for final table. 2 hours, you're done with the tournament.
Nice casual, laid-back approach. Not high pressure or anything. Yeah.
No pressure. $27. People go on book $27 on pizza. You go sit down for 2 hours. I don't drink, so all my drinks were coffee because all I drink was coffee or water. But it's pretty like that. Is every day is a daily at 11 o'clock at Vegas time. It was really nice. Also, I love playing at old school. We're talking old school. They don't even have a poker room anymore. It's the Four Queens. The Four Queens was the best poker room I've ever seen.
What was it like?
It was, if you had any questions, any doubt of anything, it was, hey, I don't like this card deck. You got an instant card deck. It wasn't, you didn't have to explain. A card hit the floor, you're like, well, or a card got you over, well, I want to redeal the hand. They redealed it instantly. There was no, but they took care of their players better than I've seen anybody else take care of their players.
Yeah.
Cash game was really soft, super, super soft. Bunch of old men that were playing 1-2. It was back in the day where $100 was your buy-in. You didn't have to spend $300-400 in buy-ins. It was really soft, and it's just very cool, relaxed atmosphere. You can listen to music. They're the same thing. You could do whatever you wanted. They really didn't say much. They was all catered around the players instead of the money.
Right.
Nowadays, it's all about, okay, you go play $100 buy-in, you're gonna get treated one way. You go play $1,000 buy-in, you're gonna get treated a different way. You're playing 2-4, you're gonna get treated different than you're playing 1-2. It's all about the more money the casino can make. And that back in the day, it was a lot different than it is now. After 9/11, a lot of things have changed.
Yeah. Unfortunately, that's very true. Now, a lot of people don't know this about you, but you were quite the baseball player back in the day.
Yes, I went to UNLV on a full scholarship of baseball. I have 2 semifinals of states. I have my best career is I went 4 for 5 off Greg Maddux in high school. So
Greg Maddux. That's a name.
You know him. Everybody knows him. I was drafted. I did not go into the draft. I went to school. I was an idiot. I went to school. Was it? And I played baseball all the way up to my junior year of college. I played second base, leadoff hitter. I was one of the old school leadoff hitters, Ricky Henderson type, no power. You know, I could bunt and get on base. If I hit a line drive, it was a double, not a single. I was that kind of old school. People around here don't know. If you guys don't know the old school leadoff hitters, it was your job was just to get on base. It did not matter how you got on base. Your job was to get on base and get around those bases.
Yeah.
I was an original old school. Before they turned tried to build everybody up to hit home runs, I was an old school.
What team drafted you?
I was drafted by the Pirates.
Nice. Pittsburgh Pirates.
And fourth, I think it was the fourth or fifth round. When I talked to the scout and he told me that they were considering drafting me, I looked at him. I looked at him and said, "I'm going to school. I'm going to get my education. I want a couple more years." I graduated high school at my junior year. I only went 6 years of high school, so I was only 17 when I went to college. So I was still young. Personal issues. My sister had two babies. He was going to let me keep my job and keep my scholarship. So I decided to go to UNLV and not go into the minor leagues and do the minor league grind. Because that's basically, they were not going to pull me straight up to the majors or even AAA. I would have to start. They said maybe AA, but single A would be where I would probably start. And they're hoping by the end of the season I'd be up in AA, maybe even beginning of AAA. And 17 years old wasn't for me. I didn't, I could go 2 years of college, 3 years of college, 4 years of college, re-enter the draft, and start straight up in the AAA.
Right.
If people don't understand the grind that these baseball players make, they live on buses, and it's not a good grind.
No.
I did it in high school. I've
read articles about the minor league grind. I mean, most of those guys are making less than $30,000 a year. They're on the road, a ton. It's brutal.
I mean, they were totally honest with me. I'll be honest with you. The guy was totally honest with me when he told me all this stuff. He literally told me straight up that, you be playing a game, you get on a bus, you travel, you get back to the hotel. You don't even get a hotel. You sleep on the bus because the next day is a day game, and you have to play a doubleheader. So you leave. We'll say you leave Arizona, you have to drive to Oklahoma overnight to go play a 1 o'clock game. It's not the best in the world.
Yeah, it's a major grind, and who knows? I mean, you went to school, you got an education out of it. I mean, you could have gone straight up, but you just never know what would have happened, right? Like it might not have worked out. It might have worked out worse.
I didn't know it was happening. I got hurt in a college by a drunk driver and ruined my baseball career. Maybe if I was in the minor leagues, I wouldn't have been at that bar at that time, drinking at that time. Stuff changes, but I mean, I'd rather. My sister didn't go to college. My dad didn't go to college. My mom didn't go to college. I had the opportunity to go to a major university. I took the opportunity, and I played football. I played football for them too. Never started, never saw it on the field, but I was on their team. But baseball was my life back then.
Yeah, that's a really, really cool story. I mean, your claim to fame is going 4 for 5 off of Greg Maddux. My claim to fame is I walked into Magic Johnson at an airport and called him Shaquille O'Neal to his face. So I'd rather have your story than mine, to say the least.
Oh, I got another story for you. You ready for another story?
Dude, Miles, I am always ready for your stories. I could listen to your stories all day long.
I told Charles Barkley, no kidding, to get the heck out of my restaurant. He's nothing but an asshole.
Wow. Did he instigate, or were you just not that he would need to?
We comped the All-Star meal at our steakhouse. Yeah, when I worked at Circus Circus, Charles Barkley complained about his steak. Anybody that knows Charles Barkley knows who he is. I did not take notice to it. I went out there and told him that his take was done right, and kind of just to get out of here. I made my chef $4,000 going out there because Michael Jordan gave us $4,000 because he's never seen somebody tell Charles Barkley like that. He did. He left $4,000, but they left a $4,000 tip on them. The meal was free. They left a $4,000 tip. Their meal was combined of all the players that were there. Their meal was like $1,300, and they left a $400 tip.
Oh, that's incredible.
Yeah, I've met some big names. I've met that's because I worked and lived in Vegas. But that's the best sports story I ever have is I got to tell Charles Barkley off, and my boss just sat there and laughed.
That's incredible. So fast forwarding here, like I can remember a time where Wowcel Poker would, Wowcel would be in Discord, you'd be in Discord, and I'd see a message, oh, I just folded kings pre-flop, or oh, I just flopped trips, and I folded it, and I'd always be like, oh man, you can't fold kings pre-flop, and you gotta open the door, and then all of a sudden, out of nowhere, like one random week, all of a sudden I'm in home games with Wowcel, and he's 3-betting, and he's 4-betting, and he's triple barreling, and like it was like this monster was unleashed, and it went from like, I knew I could probably bet and get you to fold on sticky boards to like I didn't even want to be in hands with you. What the heck happened? How did you go from like the tight old school poker player to this really aggressive, successful like behemoth that's standing before us now?
There is 4 people, and I have to give a shout out to all 4 people. First person is all in Drew. Bet on Drew. I asked him to do me a favor. He did it for free. And he normally charges, but he said, for you, I'll do it for free. He read a HUD to me and explained the HUD reading to me, what people see of me personally. And how to improve my game is to change the way that people see me. So that was the first step into the new play style of Wowcel. Second of them is you. No, second was Toad. I joined Team Toad for 1 month because if you want somebody that wants to 3-bet and you want to become an aggressive player, there's nobody like Toad as the aggressive coach. He is one of the fewest players that can literally shove 35 big blinds, get coolered out, and just sit there and laugh at you. 32 big blinds, get called by 4 or 5 off, and the guy flops the nuts, and he just sits there and goes, really? And just goes on with his game. So I joined Team Toad. Due to work schedule, I didn't continue my thing with Team Toad. Great coach. I mean, if anybody ever wants a steady group session kind of coaching, Toad is the man to do it with. You have Dog Wisdom in there, who Dog Wisdom was helping me a lot too, but they'll tell you they're very aggressive over there. I guess we will tell you the same thing. They are aggressive. If you don't know what to do, shove. That's basically what they'll tell you to do. And then you find my game to, I was always a thinking player, but you turn my thinking player into their ranges instead of just what I should have there. So that turned my game into, okay, well, that flop doesn't really hit the C better, but it does hit me. So I can check raises for it, even if I have it or not, I can check raises. And then a shout out to KY, who sat down with me, and for three and a half hours, me and KY sat and we discussed post-flop play, seeing a flop, seeing boards that are 3 clubs. The guy checks, he doesn't have a club, bet it, and double barrel it. Even if I don't have a club, double barrel it. Because he doesn't have one if he's checking to you.
Right.
If he's a pre-aggressor, you check to him, he checks back, and the turns a break, bet the clubs. Bet the boards that they're not having. And, yeah, I get called a little bit more, and I lose a little bit bigger pots than I normally used to lose. But I'm building stacks in a lot of tournaments that I can take those blows. Right. So those are the 4 people that turn my style into where it is today, and it's always improving. I'm always improving. I always study and do the best to improve my game, because I've got to be the best, because I don't play the highest stakes. But everybody's like, okay, I gotta maybe a runner straight draw. I'm gonna call this pot size bet. I'm playing the $3 buy-in where somebody's like, oh, I kind of hit that board. I'm calling. Oh, I got ace high. I'm calling you down. You know, you don't have the folding that you should have in other tournaments.
Yeah,
So that's where my
people that have been around the stream a while know that I'm a huge proponent of having multiple coaches and getting a diverse perspective. You know, learning different things from different people. Everybody has leaks in their game, and so if you're always only learning from one coach, then you're going to get the good, but you're also going to get the bad. But when you get that variety, and I love the success story that you've become, because you have not only just like been able to go around a different coach, but you've been willing to learn from different people. You've been willing to soak in from different spots, and I think it's paid off for you wonderfully in terms of like what you've been able to accomplish and how it's worked. And you had a pretty big score. What was it, about a month and a half ago? What was your big run?
It was the last DDoS attacks.
Oh, during the last DDoS. Yeah. Talk about that run.
Okay. Joe was on this $10 to $1,000 something bankroll challenge. I decided to try it, which anybody that knows me, whoever knows anything about me, don't put me in a 55 center. I'm going to crush it. I crush him all the time. I mean, so I built a bankroll up to a little over $150 within a weekend. There was no tournaments playing except for this $10. I want to try something bigger to spoil myself from all this stuff. And did I spoil myself? I made the run through 1,685 people to chip lead on a final table of a $10 buy-in that I've never played before. I never played. I mean, Drew would stake me in them on his points, but they were stakes. There was never on my dime, my way, not worrying about, hey, if I make this call, if I make this fold, who am I going to affect? It was, I feel comfortable. I have the best hand. If I run into it, I run into it. I take my $50 and I go home. Because I got a $970 score and crushed Drew's $1,000 challenge within 2 weeks.
It's unbelievable. And you've brought your bankroll a long way from the small stakes. Like what advice would you have to other people that are trying to start with a small bankroll and build it up?
Play smart. That's the only thing I can tell you. Play smart. ICM doesn't exist for me, and I'm not saying it shouldn't exist for anybody else. ICM doesn't exist for me. I play make the money, win the tournament. There's only two things I play for. Now, if I'm sitting 44 at 46, and the guy at 46 has got half a blind, I'm not gonna risk the pay jump. Don't get me wrong. There is ICM in my game, but straight up is I make the money. My job is to make the money, so I pay for my game. After I make the money, it's to win the tournament. There's nothing else. To me, there is nothing else. I finished third 7 times, final table 20 times, the $3 500 on Iggy. I finally won it. But I don't play games. I mean, I'm there to win the tournament. That's where the money is. I go by, my bankroll goes by, and like for everybody, is your cash is buy-ins. I don't look at it, well, it's $100 cash. I look at it as, okay, I made the payout was $200, it's $3 buy-in, that's 70 buy-ins. I have 70 more tournaments to try to win. Or a $5, okay, I got 70 buy-ins. Well, if I want to play a couple $5 ones, how many buy-ins is that? I look at it that way in a bankroll. Not literally, I look at my bankroll and say, okay, my bankrolls, I'm not going to say my bankroll, but is this amount of money? How many buy-ins do I have to play before I ship the next tournament? Where do I have to play the tournament to give me the best chance to ship the next tournament, to build up for more buy-ins? Because bankroll to me is You can have a $4,000 bankroll and still play $3 tournaments if that's where you feel comfortable in. You could have a $4,000 bankroll and play $100 tournaments, 205s. You know, you can't play as many, but you can play. That's how I tell people to look at their bankroll. It's not, you know, hey, I got, you know, in the free roll, oh, I want 55 cents in a free roll. I'm gonna go play an on-demand for 55 cents. I wouldn't say that. I would say go play the $100 longer tournament where you have a bigger chance to win more money. But if you cash, you double up.
Right.
You know what I'm saying? I look at it as buy-ins. I don't look at it as anything else but buy-ins. And that's just how I always play. Also, if you're playing in a bankroll, this is the best thing to do. Support yourself. If you see a tournament you like, nope, Gabs is not here. She's hiding. Me and Gabs sits down. If anybody doesn't know, Gabs is my poker mental coach, my girlfriend, everything for me. We sit down and she's like, look at some tournaments. And she'll even do the same thing. The tournament stands out, we play it. It doesn't matter the buying. I mean, we don't go $100, oh, this $100 tournament. You know, hey, this turbo, $10 turbo, I think you need to play that. And we play it. We stay in bankroll management rules, but we still do look outside the box, I guess is how the best way to say it.
Yeah.
So
I think you got to be able to take shots, right? Like, I mean, even when you have bankroll rules, there still needs to be some shots built in because you got to get that experience.
Don't force yourself to play. Everybody wanted me to play, and I had multiple people wanted me to play the $88 main. I made it through late registration last time. I made it almost to the money last time, and I got coolered out. I ran pocket aces into deuces, and the guy hit the deuce for a massive pot. That would have cashed it. People wanted me to play it again. I didn't feel comfortable playing it, so we did not play it, even though I wouldn't even have to pay for it. People were like, I'll give you the money, play it. You don't feel comfortable playing a tournament, don't play it. If you want to play a tournament, say you have a $100 bankroll and a $3 tournament, you want to play the $300 tournament every Saturday night, the 600, it's great value, 15-minute levels, play it. Just always think that it's a game and you're going to lose. And there's somebody that taught me that very, very well. And that's how you have to look at it. You have to look at it for your next buy-in. When you cash, you're paying for your buy-in. But that's all you have to worry about. And then you want to win it. And that's bankroll management for me. Play the free rolls. You have a small bankroll, play the free rolls. But don't play 5 or 6 of them at once. Just play one at a time, for an extra table. If you can multiple table. Don't just play your hands. You're going to win, you're going to lose.
I think Gabs is awesome. I think it's cool. Like I know like a lot of what I do I couldn't do without a supportive spouse that not just is supportive of our decisions but also involved in the decisions and encouraging the decisions. It's always a huge help, and it's really cool that you've got that, and it shows too. Like I feel like you're one of those people who like there's always such a fine line between confidence and cockiness, and it's one that everybody has to kind of like learn how to walk, and you just it feels like you're naturally in that confident level. You've never ever come across as cocky, but you've never ever seemed to let those things that take you to the other side, the dark side, like Snoss was talking about the demons last night. Like they never affect you for long. Like you may go through some downswings or whatever, but you're right back punching the next day.
I'm a massive downswing right now.
I am too.
I literally had to drop some of my $10 buy-ins because I'm not cashing them, and I'm not cashing them at the rate I want to cash them at. So I dropped a couple of them off my schedule and picked up some 3 to 30s that I felt more comfortable playing, that I can make. And I still play my $10, but that's what people need to understand too is, okay, you get a big score, now I gotta play these $10 because that's my bankroll. Now I just lost 7 of them in a row. I still have the bankroll for them. Don't keep playing them. Take them out of your schedule until you feel confident. Study more because they're all different. Every buy-in is different. The difference between a 50 cent and $1, there's different players. It's how it has to be.
So, yeah, for sure. Talk about the stream for a little bit. So you You mentioned earlier that you don't like to do delay, and I know some people will go all the way up to 6 months, 6 minute delays sometimes with their streams. Like, what is your reasoning behind not doing delay, and how has that worked out for you so far? And like, what's your thoughts on all that?
The reason I don't have a delay, and there's two reasons I don't like a delay. I don't play big enough stakes for it to really matter. My play style, I mean, I'll play with my cards up. I'll show my cards. I don't care if they want to cheat. They can, if somebody in the stream is on my table, go ahead, see what I have to play. I like it because I can interact more into the chat. Also, I'm dyslexic, so I have a hard time reading, and Gabs has to sit in chat if I have something to read, and she has to read it, and then we're like on a 3-minute delay trying to communicate it back to the person that I don't understand it, or Gabs is having a hard time trying to understand it, and then you got another 3 minutes, and it just, I think it takes away from me communicating with my stream. If I ever get deep, like say I play in the melee and I decide to stream the final table of the melee, yeah, I will put a delay on and a card cover, because but my game is so different than anybody else's. You could try to copy my style and it still won't work. People try, trust me. I mean, I've helped people, I've gone over people's hands and they're like, no, that's not it. And I can show you the math. I can show you the percentages. I can show you everything. It's still, you have, so I just like it as a no delay. More communication with my stream. I like to hide my cards because certain hands that you would play, I don't play. I look at different items than everybody else does. So I don't want to hear the backlash on the stream. Oh, you're a terrible player. You should have played that. Or, you get in these streams, you see it. You see all these people criticize every move people make. So I'd rather play with the fans and card covers than, and then then I don't have to hear all that, and I communicate good with my fan base that are on my stream.
It's really cool. It gives a very rare environment for streaming that doesn't exist hardly at all today. I mean, I know occasionally when people host their home games, they'll go delay, but it's really hard to find streams that do that on the regular. So that's a really, really cool thing. And it's really cool that you've, overcome the dyslexia and like you still doing the poker thing and doing the streaming thing. Just really, really cool to see, because I mean, there are people that all the time quit and give up on poker for a lot less, right? Like, they take a bad beat, they go break their laptop and they're done.
I haven't broke anything. I've broken 2 keyboards, 4 mouse eyes. I've broken stuff on beats that I run bad, and for 20 minutes it's just all the frustration. Go for a walk, come back, clear my head, and ship another tournament. I mean, that's just basically how it is.
Yeah. Yeah, I just lost a huge one in this 22 OSS event. I just got Ace King against Ace Queen, and sure enough, bink, there's the queen of the flop. It happens. But
I got one. I've got one for you. Dead center money bubble. Guy opens, big stack opens. I shoved 21 bigs with pocket aces. Guy calls me out for 5-4 suited. Flop. Ace. I flop a set. Goes runner, give him a flush draw.
Yum.
A 4-card flush. Now, he didn't have 5-4 suited. He got a 4-card flush to beat me. Yeah, so, I mean, there's all these beats. You just got to get used to them. You give him his best. I've given him I don't give as much as everybody else, but, everybody gives beats out, to be honest with you. Thinking you're ahead, the guy's got pocket aces, and you call with Jack 9 off, and the flop comes Jack 9-9, and the guy shoves, and he's like, oh, I got aces, and you get, or deuces, or you have deuces, and the deuce comes, everybody gives them and they give it and take it, is what somebody said. Toad told me that. I think it's Toad's wife, I think, is one that really told me that, or talked to me about that, that's basically when you look at it as count how many times that you've done it to somebody else, or you would have done it to somebody else if you would have called that garbage is what we call it, that garbage hand. So we've been doing a lot more of that. It's helped your mental game out a lot.
Nice. So
because
your name comes from the World of Warcraft game, which is super popular. I know they just had a new expansion out, and some of the guys in the stream have been playing it and whatnot. Have you ever thought about streaming some World of Warcraft, or is that something you prefer to keep off stream, or?
I do not play World of Warcraft anymore. When I play video games, and that's when I have a background. I played BlizzCon finals of Heroes of Storms the first year it came out in alpha. I know a couple of the big stormers. I played in Assassination Sub-Rogue and hit 4th in the world in DPS. I do not play a game that I cannot master. And with 3 shoulder surgeries on my keyboard and I can't play at a high level. Gabs is thinking about getting back into it, and I told her I'd get back into her and play with her and play around with her and level up. But at a highs, I don't play it anymore. I mean, I could stream it, but all you're going to see is run around, do quests. You know, maybe a couple mythic dungeons here and there with a couple friends of mine, but that's about it. I'd rather stream Heroes of the Storm than that if I'm going to play it. But yeah, I play World of Warcraft. That's where I met Gab. I didn't meet Gabs there. I met Gabs on a game called Last Chaos. It's a game that we played before Perfect World. I lived in Italy, marital problems. She was here, marital problems. And we fell in love on a video game.
Aww.
10 years, it took 6 years before we got together. Playing video games for 6 years together.
Wow. What was that like after 6 years of that? What was that encounter like?
It was weird. Let's just put it that way. I can't tell you how she took it. I lived in Vegas. She lived here in Kentucky. I got super, super sick. I mean, super sick. And she called me up and told me to get on a bus. Called my dad up, to be honest. I think she told me, and a couple of friends told me to get on a bus and come here. I came. They told me 3 days before Thanksgiving. I was here at Thanksgiving. So, yeah, I owe a lot to Gabs. She helped me stop drinking. I used to be a heavy alcoholic. She helped me stop drinking. Not that it was ever a bad thing, but she helped me stop drinking. She got my life straightened out after my divorce, or my separation. We're not technically divorced yet, but so yeah, Gabs is a wonderful person.
That's awesome. That's really awesome.
Trying to get her in the poker world. Trying to get her into the poker world. It's just ACR won't get off their butts.
Yeah, I know. I've had so many heroes in chat that have had issues over the last 2 weeks. It's continues to be frustrating for sure.
We're afraid to lock my account. Is the issue. She doesn't want to go to Black Chip. She wants to go to ACR. So we have issues with that. You know what I'm saying? So
yeah, that makes sense. So what is your when can people find you on stream these days? I know your schedule of work kind of changes from time to time, but when's a good time for you in terms of your stream schedule and what you're trying to do?
I stream real super late at night. I usually play the $8 6 max, the turbo at 11:30 to 12:30. I don't get off work till 11 Eastern time. Don't start playing till 12. So usually I try to get some tables up. Me and Gab spend some time together as I'm starting my grind up, and then she goes to bed. And I usually try to kick it on around 2 o'clock in the morning. Watch a lot of people up, and I get the late night bloomers or the people with their deep runs in there. But yeah, I usually stream really late after all the other stormers get off. Sometimes I'll stream Saturday afternoons after Quick Now's home game. I'll stream until the night. It was crazy until Crazy's home game started. But I just stream I work a full-time job. I have a very important position. I can't just take time off, which we're trying to change it where I could stream more, but it's just not work-wise. It's not working.
Is there anybody who is a bigger favorite to win the Toe Cup at the end of the year than Michael Coley?
Honestly, no. Yeah, I'm not being cocky. If people don't know me, I'm not cocky. I'm not saying that. I sat in Discord, and everybody around here could know. You can ask anybody that was in Discord. I told everybody I was winning the Rocky Rescue. I was going to ship it. And I didn't just ship it, I destroyed it.
Yeah.
Knocked out over 10% of the field. I mean, I had people whispering me on Discord saying, where's the style? Where is this coming from? What? You know, so when it comes to Toad's Cup, I'm the one that pushed Loss super to get Toad his home game. Because I used to play Matthew Staples because I only get Sundays to grind. Yeah. And then Matt Staples was never there. Toad was always on. So I fought with Loss. And I fought with Loss. And Loss finally gave in. Mm-hmm. He gave Toad his home game. Now, you don't think I'm going to win the first annual cup? I'll one table if I have to.
Well, I am what's going on? Oh, I got the wrong thing. I'm in that tournament, and I still have you as my favorite. So
there's a couple other people in there that do with their play style puts me at a little bit of unease because of their wacky play styles. But sure. straight up in a straight up game, cards fall the way the cards fall. But with my play style versus their play style, I'm pretty sure I'm probably one of the highly favorites to win that cup. If I don't get cooled out somewhere. There's coolers that happen and bad beats that happen. So if it doesn't happen throughout it, I will definitely be fighting for the cup title.
I like it a lot.
Well, put it on my stream and have everybody look at it.
There you go. Your passion for poker is always an example and an encouragement to us all. I love how dedicated you are to the game and how hard you're studying, and it shows in your stream. And I am very much looking forward to continuing to watch the evolution of Wowcel and where it takes your career. And buddy, it's always fun talking with you, hearing your great stories, and I have nothing but.
I was hoping we were going to meet in charity this year, but it just fell through both of us.
Yeah, it didn't work out, but there's going to be more time and more opportunities for sure, and as long as we keep working on our games, we'll have more opportunities for those things.
Yeah,
and
I'm gonna say this, just throw this out there, just anybody that's up there. I'm getting meet El Dorino and Label Guy. I don't know 100% Label Guy, but I know El Dorino, and we are going into the Louisville World Series event. I don't know if any of us are gonna play. But we're all going to meet up there and have a decent meeting. We said he's going to drive up. El Dorino said he was going to drive up. A couple other people they were talking about going to. I don't know if Fishing Lake decided he was going to go. So just throw that out there for you.
Very cool. When is that? That's in the end of September?
End of September and the first week of October. So if anybody else is in the Kentucky area at that time, we're going to try to, even if we don't play, just to get together and have dinner or something, all of us. We've been talking about that.
Very cool.
Throw that out there.
Yeah, for sure. Well, buddy, thanks again. It's always a pleasure talking with you, and I'm sure we'll get you on many more times here in the coming weeks, months, and years. I know you got to run here soon, so have a good rest. Go have a good rest of your Sunday, buddy. Thanks again for coming on.